Hey everybody, it's Steve again. I wanted to do another quick review while I'm at it. This is something a little different for a pair of gaming headphones that I recently picked up. And I don't like gaming headphones, and I've realized that. I've had a few of them because I don't game. But I do remote technical support in different capacities. And so what happens is these are usually the long-term, most comfortable headphones you can get with the best sound quality and audio isolation, especially if you're in a noisy area. So this makes it just a little more appealing. And I think, and it might sound crazy, but I think that if you do remote support, customer service, anything like that, I think that gaming headphones, if they're not too heavy, are the better option compared to your typical Logitech or what's the other brand? So, all the customer service brand headphones, that Plantronics and whatnot that we were used to for 20 years. They work, man. They work great. They're fantastic. But in an at-home environment where you need to like isolate your sound so you're not getting distracted, it's not like you're in an office environment. Here you've got people talking, cars, the goddamn train, all the things that are happening. And so I think that these are a better option for audio isolation and keeping you focused with the customer and whatnot. Plus, you've got like a muting feature on the headphones, and some of those USB headphones, they don't actually have any of those features built in. You got to find a USB set that does. So today's headphone set that I picked up, that I really like using actually, because it's got a ton of options for the money. Like the most options I've seen under like $100 for a pair of headphones that could be used kind of unilaterally. And that is I guess I'll just put the name up here. But they're the EKSA E900 Pro Gaming Headphones. I don't know what the hell that means. But I got them on Amazon, and this is the box that it came in. The box is actually really nice. The packaging is really cool. It came with a ton of accessories. It's got like LED lighting on the sides of it. But the feature set is actually what's pretty crazy is it comes with, it's the only headphone set that I had found that did both USB and 3.5 millimeter headphone jack connection. And that makes it optimal because certain VoIP systems do not like USB style cable. And this is like a USB-C cable to a standard USB 3.0 plug-in. And so if you got like a big USB hub like I do, this plugs in just fine. But let's say if I have to switch to another client that doesn't use a USB style headphone for their audio set, like if they're not using the Amazon Web Services at AWS phone system through Salesforce or whoever, then you've got to go to the 3.5 millimeter jack, and that's where this changes. And so they actually send you the two jacks. And underneath here, and let me see, I'll just give you a quick review. One second. So as you can see, this actually has multiple ports on the bottom of it. And you've got a mute feature back here. So you can click that on and off, and it's actually a hard press. It's not like real weak and flimsy. It's actually pretty hard. The microphone, the bar is nice and flexible, but still pretty stiff. And what's kind of cool too, and I'll keep this so at least you can hear me, is the microphone unplugs. That is awesome because you can take this out. And let me see if it'll work. Test. Yeah, looks like it's back. So if you don't need the mic feature, or if it's in the way and you just want to be able to listen, if you just want to convert these to like your audio headphones, you could do that. You can go from customer service, gaming environment, pop the mic off, plug in your 3.5 millimeter jack, and now you got DJ headphones. And I don't mean that like literally, because DJ headphones, real DJ headphones, are a whole different caliber breed, and this ain't it. And I'll never lie to you about that. I'm not going to tell you that this is, the best bang for the buck you can get when it comes to like audio quality. It's not. It's good though. It's really good. It's surprisingly good. Let me get these back on. So, but it's not going to be a Sennheiser. It can't hold a candle to like the Bose or JBLs or the ANCs. That's not its market. This is a gaming plasticky set, but the quality of it for the money, $50 and under, it's unbeatable. There's nothing. There is not a pair of headphones that comes close to this in feature set, in audio quality, in somewhat noise cancellation. Like I've got a heater going on because it's freezing. It's freezing out here. We're in the middle of a polar vortex, man. Stairs are iced outside. There's a snowstorm. There's probably dead bodies out there. Who knows? But if you need a good pair of headphones, if you need a really good pair of gaming headphones that just, it's a Swiss Army knife of headphones, I am not gonna lie, this is actually pretty awesome. Supposedly, this is the description on the back of it, and this is what it says. It says the E900 Pro Gaming Headset offers immersive gaming sound with EKSA Surround 7.1 driver. I'm sure the letter A should have been there, but I don't know if the 7.1 driver, probably somebody could do a deep dive on that, if it actually has multiple drivers built into it or if it's just software driven. I don't know, because it's just a generic USB driver that pops up, so there's no like specific load you have to do. There's not like a separate controller for these, at least from what I've seen. But it does come in, yeah, pluggable microphone, the 3.5mm audio cable. There's a splitter too. I don't even know where the hell I put that, but there actually is a 3.5mm splitter, so you can run a splitter to another pair of headphones, and that's actually pretty cool. Because it's just whatever other 3.5mm headphones, if you want to give access to something else, or if you're using these on a gaming system and you're fighting with a partner and it's late night, say your brother and sister, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna whip your ass tonight with some Street Fighter. You can plug these in, plug in the splitter, give them a pair of headphones, and you're both kicking each other's ass in silence. And I think that's brilliant. So kudos, man, to this company, EKSA, whoever designed this. The packaging is really good. The quality is there. I'm going to be honest, I don't like cheap. And it actually comes with a carry bag too. That's embossed with the logo. Looks good. I like it, man. It's the material's nice and tight. You could probably use this after you break these headphones. Because let's be honest, none of these gaming headphones are designed to last you too long. But long enough for you to get your money's worth out of it. So instead of you having to spend $300 or $400 on like premium headphones, $50 or $40, whatever, you get these. If you get 2 years out of them and taking care of them, 3 years, that's it. It's worth it. It served its purpose, its value, and it keeps a cyclical rate of revenue going so that everybody's getting a little bit. You know, and because if not, these companies would be out of business, and I could tell that. But what's funny is, while I don't feel the overarching, like there's some like metal gating here and stuff like that, and it feels like a pretty good headphone set. I could tell all the quality went into like the cabling and the design and like the plug-in aspect, like this here, that interface. That's awesome. It's got volume control, mute, so it's a rolling volume control, and I don't think. Yeah, you can actually, looks like the microphone's getting louder, and maybe, I don't know. No, it's not. But that's, on my end, the feedback's going to be really loud, and I could adjust that. I could turn the mic on and off. And we're back. So the microphone pickup is the cancel, and it's solid too. So I don't really trust digital mute features because I feel like those could be clicked off on the client end. So if you're doing contract work where you are taking calls remotely for a client and their software offers a mute feature, that doesn't mean that your microphone's muted. And I know that for a fact. I've QA'd calls where the agent thought that the microphone was muted, and they're talking shit the whole time, and it's picked up on the client's mic. So just know that it's not, the digital mute feature doesn't mean anything. It means that the client's limited access to the audio stream from you to the caller, but not from you to their recording device. And that's it. And so just watch what you say when you're doing that stuff, because somebody screening it or testing, that stuff still gets picked up. So that's why it's a set of headphones like this that gives you the ability for USB interface, 3.5mm interface. So whatever your client's asking for, whatever your new company, you take a remote work at home job, and they say, oh, you got to have a 3.5mm headphone set, you got it. This company, another company says, hey, you can work your part-time, but you need a USB headphone set. You got it. Just swap interfaces. You can plug these two in at the same time. Pop them in and out of your computer at will. You're good to go. It works. So you've got options with these. You've got volume control. You've got mute. And you've got the splitter, the cool case. And for $50 on Amazon, I'll put a link. I'll find it. I don't do any sponsorship. I don't have revenue stream from Amazon. I'll just show you where it's at, because it looks pretty cool. I think you might like it. So if you're doing the work at home stuff and you need a good pair of cheap headphones and a cheap pair of decent headphones, this is it. Honestly, I think this is the best value. And you could see it in the reviews too. A lot of satisfied customers, ton of feedback, a lot of sales, thousands of reviews, and I see why. It's pretty good. I like them. Like, they're comfortable. My head doesn't feel like too weighted down. Like, I've got some other really bulky headphones that when you put them on, thank God I got a big ass head and neck, because if not, I'd just topple over. But that stuff isn't comfortable. It sounds better, but 8 hours, 9 hours a day, can't wear that all day. Your ears are killing you. The cup is pressing into the cartilage on your ear. That doesn't feel good. And that's why the little skinny Plantronic stuff has been the go-to for call centers and remote employees for so long, is because no matter what, they're lighter and better. And when people tell you that, they don't realize that if you've been doing it long enough, you got them all. Like, I've got them all. I'm going to see if I can get it here. Here we go. This one's beat up. But I eventually, this set just started malfunctioning. And this is the Logitech. Hell, I don't even know. But it's a pretty simple, very lightweight, standard approved USB, or sorry, 3.5mm headset that also has mute. One of the things that I liked about this one was that this set actually had volume control on the roller here, a little potentiometer here, as well as the mute feature. The problem with the mute feature was that if it wasn't clipped to something on you, if you didn't have it already clipped on your shirt so that you can click it, you didn't have a point of resistance. So you thought you clicked it and you didn't. And then you start talking smack about your customer, like, this lady is nuts. And she hears you. And it happened a lot. And this was a headset that came recommended in a pamphlet from a client or employer that said, this is what they like to use. And I see why, because there's a high failure rate and fucking up and, talking smack about your customers. So don't do this. But if you need a $20 headphone, $30 headset, the Logitechs, they are nice. They're light. Plastic is good. The cupping sucks. It sucks. Don't let anybody lie to you. It's the cool thing about it, though, is this is something that I think Logitech and Plantronics had mastered years ago, which was, instead of making the whole headphone adjustable, just the drivers, the receivers, the audio the transducers, speakers, were flexible. So if you had wonky ears, and let's say one ear angles different than the other, it doesn't affect the articulation of the headset. So you can get them on, and your ears, if you got an earring or whatever the hell, it will flow with your ear and work with you. So you can adjust. It's not going to be rigid and stab you, and that just maximizes cup coverage onto the ear. And yeah, I just made that shit up. But like the cupping your ear and making sure that you got a good seal, that's what these are for. And so overall, great headphones. I use them a lot, and they just started sounding like trash, and the mute stopped working. The button in here, I think, malfunctioned and whatnot, but it's a 3.5mm jack, and it'll work. And if you're okay with buying a new headset like every year or so, the cheap Logitechs, they do a good job. I'll throw that back there because eventually I'm just going to chuck it. The next set is a USB set. It's basically a matching Same Logitech brand, uh, same adjustable ear cups, which is kind of cool. And I'll try to find the model numbers on these because I think I picked both of these up either at Tiger Direct or Amazon. But this one doesn't have, and this is what I didn't like about USB headphones, a lot of times do not have onboard mute. So you're utilizing the software, the PC to do it. And even then, that mute can be defeated with USB. Software is software. Hardware is hardware. When you disconnect or lower the volume or disconnect on a potentiometer or an actual dip switch, you remove the negative connection usually from that device, and the negative, between the positive and negative, the polarity on that will physically disconnect the mic's capability from picking up your audio. That's a big difference from clicking on a button on the screen and telling that machine to stop recording you, because that machine has a mind of its own. If the company that provides that service decides to inactivate that button can say you're muted, but you don't know who's muted, as I said earlier. So these are cool, they work, but just know you don't have a mute function, volume, you have nothing, dog shit on this. There's nothing. It plays and records, and then you're limited to the controls that are given to you by the audio interface for your job. That's it. So these Logitech, they're like $20 or $30 on Amazon and whatnot. They're like the cheap ones, and they always come in the pamphlet when you get one of those work at home gigs or an offer to do contract work, and they say, oh, you know, you can pick them up. Yeah, do it. Don't get me wrong, but know what you're getting. They're cheap. The foam here cracks like crazy, as you can see. Dusty because it's been sitting around, and I just gave up on this style. They work. They're in a pinch. They're kind of uncomfortable if you got like a big head and they need to stretch, but they work. And so just know there's just no cushioning on damn screen. There's no cushioning left on these, so they're not, in the long run, they're not comfortable. And I don't think they really are designed to give you 10 hours of comfort. I think they're designed to, work. There's way better headphones from Logitech, but if you're doing a work at home gig for like customer service, you probably don't have $200 to blow at $300 or $500 on some of those really high-end USB interface, full audio rig headphones. Most of us don't have that type of money laying around. That's where this market comes in. Cheap and effective, temporarily works. And that's where the middle ground here, this is the middle ground. And this brand, the EKSA E900 Pros, cool looking headphone. I guess I'll get that in zoom here. They're actually pretty nice, man. Not gonna lie. For the money, can't beat them. So if you're in the market, I guess I'll toss these over here too. If you're in the market for headphones that work and that are the Swiss Army knife of remote technical support, remote support, customer service, whatever you do and you need to be on the phone digitally, remotely, and do it comfortably for a few hours at a time, I recommend these. For the money, you can't beat them. And I think I got another set too I wanted to do a review for, another gaming headphone set I picked up a while back. Oh yeah, literally right here. That's funny. The Xiberia, all USB, all day long, big, super comfy, like really cushiony, zero features of, actually no, I lied, volume and mute, and these work just fine actually. I've used these a couple times, but the problem is as big and bulky and DJ looky as they are, like they're pieces of shit. They work. You turn them on, whatever. If you need headphones in a pinch for the money, they work good, but they can't hold a candle to these. And that's why these got replaced, was like, the audio is very tinny, and if you have sensitive eardrums, or like if certain sounds really agitate you, this is probably going to piss you off. If you don't care about any of that, or you're a young kid with perfect hearing, this is great. these will work just fine. And they're really comfortable, to be honest with you. They're probably more comfortable than these. But for sound quality, functionality, usage, all that other stuff, nah, I'll take these any day. So I may do a full review on these separate. Let me know if you're interested. But the Xiberia, and I don't know, this is the icon. They look cool. They light up when you plug them in. I guess I could plug in. Now, the other cool thing about these, surprisingly, is they do the same thing. They're both 3.5 millimeter, but it's integrated, and USB, which is kind of cool. So it's got a dual connection there, and so these can do both, and that's why I picked these up. These were the original ones that I picked up that offered the same level of flexibility, because I do work with multiple clients and they both have different interfaces. However, the sound quality just sucks, and I like the feature set on the EKSAs better. They really are. It's just a better design, newer design, better. I think that's the theme. So any questions, concerns, hit me up. But I'll do probably another review. Yeah, these are the V20s, model V20. I don't think you can. Yeah, there you go. Kind of see it in there. So it's a good unit. They hit the spot. The LEDs light up here. I'm out of USB ports to plug things into. So, but when I do the full review on these, I'll let you know. I'll plug them in. You'll see how cool they look. The microphone is nice. Everybody's gone now with the left side mic approach, and I don't know why. I prefer my mic on the right. So I don't know, but the design, the physical design of it, really cool. The cushioning, can't beat it. Honestly, they're super comfortable. They just sound like trash. So, but I'll do a review, at least plug them up. You can see how they look and whatnot. And if you got any other headphones you want opinions on, I might already have them. So let me know. Comment down below. Subscribe. Do your thing. If you have any other questions, hit me up. Thanks again. Have a good one. Keep banging into things.